Saying something nice about every Destiny exotic. Exotic Helmet Edition. The melee spam on this exotic is actually just amazing. This is probably my favorite melee build in the entire game, and I really, really do mean that. I think in PvP, this thing is incredibly strong. The ability to get free Devour is just something that should never be underestimated. Kefri's Horn is actually incredibly good. It sends out 3 different Scorching Waves now, and that can overlap. So basically, every time you use your class ability, you're dealing enough Scorch to cause an ignition guaranteed. It happens all the time, it's so frequent, and I strongly suggest using this exotic if you haven't used it in a long time. Nostalgia wise, this one makes me feel very old. This was my go to exotic back in D1, and it has some lore implications with Saint 14 as well, obviously, based on the name, and it's just cool for those reasons. I feel nostalgic about it, and it's just got some great lore things about it. I have nothing nice to say about this. It literally never shades. It's probably one of the ugly. It just go use this and try shading it with anything, please. I don't have anything nice to say. I'm sorry. Titans really got away with this one, didn't they? This is an incredibly good neutral game exotic, just giving you restoration for every single subclass. It's pretty good. It's not too flashy, but it doesn't need to be. I think this is a solid exotic. Lorelei Splendor Helm is every noob's best friend. It quite literally is the safety net exotic. If you take any damage that is lethal, you just immediately start to heal. In any sort of new player experience, this is the exotic I would show them and tell them to use all the time. It's like training wheels, essentially. That's how I look at this thing. Diamond Lances before this exotic came out were incredibly annoying, I thought, because you had to always go out of your way to pick them up. This was a nice play on that where you could actually have the Diamond Lances come to you, and I think that's pretty unique. Having your radar on at all times in PvP is such a strong effect, and while it might seem basic, it really is a difference maker in some games. And Knucklehead Radar is just such a good exotic, especially now it's been kind of merged in with Foe Tracer as well. It's just gotten a lot of juice over the last few years, and to me, it's not anything you should sleep on anymore. It's not a niche pick. It's actually very, very dominant and very good, I think. You may not like what I have to say, but what I have to say is the truth. Celestial Nighthawk is the only reason hunters have been anywhere near meta in PvE endgame related content. Let's be real. Celestial Nighthawk has made them meta more often than they should. And if they didn't have this exotic right here, you would never see a hunter in an endgame raid team. You just never would. Foe Tracer is actually pretty good. It's a pretty nice damage option, just giving you 4x surges just for dealing any damage with your abilities matching your super. It's a pretty powerful effect. Besides the ability to be invisible even longer, Gravazine Forfeit is just one of the prettiest looking exotics in the entire game. Like, just look at that. It's beautiful. Remember what I said about One-Eyed Mask and how they were getting away with it? Yeah, it's exactly what I said there, but on this thing as well. Exact same thing. Just repeat those words one more time. This might be one of the best exotics to come from Shadowkeep. Mask of Bacchus has such a unique dodge. The light shift is very, very cool to me. And I think it's also kind of unique how it also works with Lord of Wolves, which is such a random throwaway thing. That's like, it worked with Lord of Wolves for some reason. I think that's kind of cool. Guarding with your arc staff does not consume extra super energy. Why would you be guarding with your arc staff? Wouldn't you be wanting... Temporarily increases arc weapon damage. Okay, so I have to use my super to get weapon damage. The best thing about Blight Ranger is that it showed us how much dev time Bungie can waste on an exotic to try to make it good and still be terrible. This exotic lets me literally be Spider-Man. I really like the mustache on this exotic. It's got a very unique design, and the mustache is just very, very funny. The fact that this is actually like Ahimkara bone attached to her face is just such a cool thing lore-wise. I feel like whenever they take lore implications and kind of add it into things into the game that we're using, it's just such a cool thing, and I love that about this exotic. This was an early Destiny 2 king. It really was. It's got the crown for a reason because it was a king, okay? It really was. When I say this is generic, I don't mean that in a bad way. It really just is a good exotic. Like, there's nothing bad about it. It just gives you a little bit of everything. It just more recharge on all your abilities. What more could you want? During Lightfall, when you walked around Neomuna, it was very cool that if you were wearing this exotic, you could actually hear Nezarec whisper to you. I crushed this thing so hard in PvP when it was at its peak. It's still pretty good in PvP, but when it was at its peak, oh, it was easy. It was so free. Literally, you never took any damage. You lived through everything. This exotic is actually incredibly insane, and the fact that it enables some nutty, like, one-phase Atheon crap, it's a good exotic. The damage it gives you on your grenades is actually exponential. It's just so powerful. If there ever was a damage rotation, this is the damage rotation of all time. It's a really pretty looking exotic, and anything that makes Blink better is just cool to me, because Blink is such a nice jump ability. Maybe give it to Titan one day, I don't know. I was on the Fellwinter's Helm train before they buffed it, and now they made it to where you don't even need to get power melee final blows. It just hits now can weaken things. It's such a good exotic now, and I really think you should not be sleeping on this. The ability to have free weaken on all subclasses for just meleeing a thing, just use it. Trust me, it's so good. Dawn Chorus is the only thing that makes Daybreak viable. The only thing. Fallen Sunstar, I feel like, just doesn't get enough praise because it really is just the perfect ability spam exotic. Just anytime you pick up an Ionic Trace, you get like half an ability. Y'all should be trying this thing out because it's incredibly good right now, especially in an Arc-dominated season. Besides the long head, this is probably the best, most powerful endgame tool that we have in terms of spawning ammo. Out of anything else in the game, this is the most powerful ammo tool. This is the best healing build in the entire game. I love suspend builds, and this just makes it a little bit better. The damage over time while enemies are suspended and the healing it gives you is actually pretty good too, especially in Lawless Frontier. I strongly suggest trying this out if you haven't already. It's actually a lot of fun. Anyways, I was saying one nice thing about every Destiny exotic, the helmets this time. Probably gonna keep going through it. Maybe do gauntlets next, then boots, then chest pieces, and then I'm gonna start saying some mean things about these exotics because there's a lot of negative things I haven't said yet that I really want to say. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and have a nice day.